and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Let's get started with our final segment of the day. And that is, let me get this set up, pull up here. Also, Marvin Vargas, I can't say that on YouTube, but I see it. Thank you so much for the super chat, but I can't say it. So there you go. There you go. Thank you, though. So I have to be careful because, again, YouTube will go after for that trigger word. So there you go. So, but thank you so much for the super chat. But damn, hot take right there. All right, so let's go ahead and share screen. That's it. Let's do that, and we're going to share it. So when things go terrible, so what do I mean by this? Can't be allowed. Alarm as Mississippi governor floats privatization of Jackson water system. So we talked about this on Hardlands Media, as have had numerous other media networks, from the Jimmy Dore Show, Revolutionary Blackout Network, Convo Couch. Everyone in independent media has been talking about the fact that, again, in Jackson, Mississippi, the people are without clean drinking water. In the United States, again, Mississippi, last I checked, it's part of the United States. It's one of the 50 states, right? Richest country in the world. And the people don't have access to clean drinking water. Don't panic. It's going to get worse. So everyone just calm down for a minute. Just calm down. Breathe in, breathe out. Just because we don't have water doesn't mean we still can't privatize it. So let's find out what's going on. So while water pressure has been restored in Jackson, but residents of Mississippi capital still lack safe drinking water and now must contend with the threat of privatization, an idea floated by Republican Governor Tate Reeves and denounced by critics on Monday. Although the risk with respect of quantity of water has not been eliminated, it has been significantly reduced, Reeves said at a Labor Day press conference in the city. People in Jackson can trust that water will come out of the faucet, toilets can be flushed, and fires can be put out. Well, gee, whoop the effing do you, Jagoff. While the immediate flood-induced emergency appears to have been contained, Reeves made clear that when it comes to addressing the Jackson water system longstanding issues, he is open to allowing a profit-maximizing corporation to take over a life-sustaining public good. Now, I live in Chicago, right? Jackson, Chicago, two different places altogether. We had a Jagoff mayor named Mayor Daley, I'm talking about Daley Jr., who sold the public parking to a private corporation. This was early 2000s, so the city signed a contract for about, I think, 90 years, give or take. There was billions of dollars given to the city, and that disappeared. And now we have these green box monsters that, well, are a nightmare to deal with. We also had public transportation, too, that was sold off to a private corporation. Privatizing things doesn't work. And there's no way you could look me straight in the face and not tell me that this corporation won't cut corners. Because if a corporation can cut corners, it will. It's going to, because the whole idea of a corporation is to maximize profits. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. The whole idea of a corporation, especially when it comes time to privatizing a public good, is to maximize profits. Always about the dollars. Remember that. While the immediate flood-induced emergency appears to have been contained, Reeves made clear that when it comes to addressing the Jackson water system longstanding issues, he is open to allowing a profit-maximizing corporation to take over life-sustaining public good. Privatization is on the table, the governor said. Having a commission that oversees failed water systems, as they have in many states, is on the table. I'm open to ideas. The underfunded and understaffed O.B. Curtis water treatment plant is now pumping out cleaner water than we've seen in a very, very long time, said Reeves. So then why doesn't the state start investing more money instead of having a corporation come in there, which will probably screw it over? Right now, the corporation is probably making things look nice and pretty, but they'll cut the corners very soon. Citing local health officials, the governor expressed hope that the boil water notice affecting more than 150,000 American citizens, I wanted to put that in. I know it says people, but 150,000 American citizens who live in Jackson, Mississippi, since July 29th, could be lifted within days, not weeks or months. We know that it's always possible that there will be more severe challenges, he added. This water system broke over several years, and it would be inaccurate to claim it is totally solved in a matter of less than a week. Flooding, made more common and intense by the fossil fuel-driven climate emergency, was the proximate cause of the recent loss of water pressure in Jackson. But this investment, the ultimate cause of the city's ongoing water crisis, can be traced back decades, as Jude Liggum noted Tuesday. The integration of public schools in the 1960s prompted an exodus of affluent whites from Jackson, eroding the city's economic resources. Jackson's declining economic fortunes also prompted the departure of middle-class blacks, causing an overall population decline. The city went from 200,000 people in 1980 to less than 150,000 people today. More than a quarter of the population lives below the poverty line. Mississippi, the poorest state in the nation, but Jackson is even poorer than the state as a whole. Per capita income is just $21,906. And while the city's population and tax base shrunk, it is still 114 square miles of aging water infrastructure to maintain. The state, dominated by Republicans, has been largely unwilling to help a city populated by black Democrats. In 2021, for example, intense storms left Jackson residents without drinking water for months. The city asked the state for $47 million in funding for emergency repairs. Mississippi allocated $3 million. On Monday, Reeves acknowledged that there are indeed problems in Jackson that are decades old, on the order of $1 billion to fix. The governor failed to mention, however, how the GOP's refusal to provide financial support at the scale required has helped perpetuate the dangerous status quo. Reeves' privatization proposal, first reported by the nonprofit outlet Mississippi Free Press, was quickly met with condemnation on social media. This can't be allowed to happen, tweeted Josh Podash, an educational strategist at Slow Factory, a social and environmental justice NGO. The response to a water crisis can't be turning the city's water supply into a for-profit industry. Civil rights attorney Sherilyn Ifill wrote on social media, "Beware privatization." She pointed to a 2019 report by the NAACP, Legal Defense and Educational Fund, which found that the growing privatization of water infrastructure impedes the human right to affordable, clean water. And I'll never forget how that jagoff from Nestle said that water isn't a human right. I want to stop here for a second. I just want to point out, this is not how a country that is supposed to be the richest in the world should be treating its citizens. But yet here we are. Here we are where, again, water will be controlled by a corporation. Last I checked, we are dealing with a crumbling infrastructure here in America. You know, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean drinking water. Here in Chicago, there's still lead in our drinking water. And we've covered in 2017, way back in the day when we used to be on radio, about how you have these heavy industrial pollutants, these corporations, these industries in Indiana dumping regulated toxic waste into Lake Michigan. There's not a single care in the world by our politicians at the state level or at the federal level to do anything to help us out. And they're okay with making you pay an extra $1 to have access to clean drinking water. And if you don't have the money, well, then too bad, so sad. Corporations, privatization of public goods will always screw over the working class. This is a fact. It's not debatable. This is true. And unfortunately, it's going to get worse.